Hi everyone, it's Penguin a la mode, and today we are going to be playing Banished. We're going to start a series on this. I'm going to have some goals later on. Right now we're just going to get started and hopefully not die in the first 5 to 10 minutes / years on here, whatever. This is an extremely hard game to keep your people alive, because you have to have food for everybody, so on and so forth. If you haven't heard of Banished, we'll get into more detail about it later on, but for those of you that have, you know what I'm talking about. It's very difficult to keep your people alive. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to show you the mods that I am using. We have Mega Mod, Carrots, Cheap Tunnels, Enhanced Herbalist, Fieldless Quarries, Flattened Terrain, one-stop all mining, which is wonderful. Storage shed, rocks respawn, and 1 year is 1 year, which is probably my favorite of all the mods. It's an absolute. It's just so much better than the way they age naturally in the game. It just makes everything so much better because you have workers for more. You have them longer. So we are going to start a new game. I am going to shuffle through some of these until I see something I like. Sealy, we're going to do that. And we're just going to hit this button a few times to get a random seed. I do the flat plains. It's one of the modded ones. That way there's less terrain messing around that I have to do. I still do generally have to do some. I try not to, but I can't promise anything on that. That's why we have mods. I mean, that's why we do. I do only run the large. I run the climate of tropical no snow. And they still get cold in the quote-unquote winter. But it just doesn't get as cold. I do have disasters turned off. The first time I played this, I played no mods, nothing, and I had disasters on. And I got my little town built up really nice, and then a tornado came through and wrecked it and killed all but like one citizen. And I had no food because it wrecked into my storage for that. So I do have disasters turned off. Maybe as we go through this and things happen, we will probably get into a season where we do disasters. As for my starting off conditions, I really hate having houses already built. Like, if I could have everything in easy except for the homes and the storage area already built, it would be perfect. And because in hard, you only start with 4 families, and you start with small amounts of the stuff. And you don't start with any seeds. So, and then in medium, you start with 5. Storage barn is built. Sometimes that storage barn is just put in a really awkward place for me to start building how I want to build. I'm very picky on how I like to build things. I like things even. I'm a little bit OCD. Not too much so that I can't place things weirdly, so I do that occasionally. So just bear with me on this because it's just that. So we're going to start on easy. We'll go ahead and do that. So we'll just have the little houses. We can always tear them down and move on from there. So my name's Penguin a la mode. I am from Southeast Kansas. I am a female, although it may not sound like it. I've been battling a cold for about 2 months now. Yay for no health insurance to go to the doctor. And no, I've tried all the supposedly, government health plans. No, they want me to pay $200 and some odd a month when I have zero income. So I'm getting ready to start a job in 3 weeks, so That's how that is. I'm not asking for money by any means. So the first thing we're going to do is pause the damn game. And we're going to take a look around at our stuff here. We're going to see where we've got stuff coming in. So this will be where our traders will come in. At least on this one, it doesn't look like I'm going to have the issue with them. Well, they might. I had issues. I have issues on one of my ones that I play. That my trader would come in, circle around, go back up into this pond that was up here, and then come back down and then leave. Which kind of sounds awesome, but it wasn't, because it's not like they stopped again. Not that I needed it. Because I also have a cheats engine that I used on that. Now I'm not using it on this. So, but there are many, many ways to do what we're doing. So the first thing we want to do is, well, the first couple of things that I want to do. I want to get a farm going because we start in early spring. So I want to get a farm going, done, and be done with it. Now, I gotta get all my stuff going here. I do like to have a small map up so that I can see what I've got going on. I can look at all of my map at once. Now this. See, I can't decide if I like that one. No, I don't like that one. But this is the one that I usually had up. That's right, it doesn't. Okay. Because it can be more out of the way than that one. Gets a little bit. Okay, enough talking to myself. So, there are tons and tons and tons and tons and tons and tons of professions with this. I'm pretty sure this isn't even all of them with all the different kinds of mods. This is just what's involved with these mods. And I don't always use them. So, I, first things first, always add a 0 to all of my resources. Just so I don't have to worry about running out of anything or anything like that. Once we hit that limit, then I bump it up to like 20,000 on the logs and stuff. So first things first, this is 90% full. We have plenty of firewood for everyone. The iron, the logs, the stone. So what we're going to need to do is we're going to need to build fields, crop fields. And we're going to need to build more storage areas, which there are even specialized ones in this. And I know this seems a bit crazy, but this is just how I do it. I build 30 by 30 stockpiles. They're huge, they're massive, and they will hold almost all of your stuff for the entire game. Almost. In my other game, I got to where I have 3 30 by 30 stockpiles, and I usually have at least 1.5 to 1 3/4 full, but there's stuff in all 3 of them. So, what we're going to do, and before I do that, because we do already have some storage, before we do that, I am going to build our first crop field. And this is where I hate that they have stuff built, because it's like impossible. I'm trying to see, that would be like a perfect place for that crop field. But before I can get to that, I have to build a bridge across. So we go in here and we go build a little wooden bridge across. So that's the first thing that's going to happen. And then once that gets done, they will be able to build our crop field. And notice I put it there so that I can put a road around it, or at least by it. And once I run into... Okay. So we're going to do that. We've got that much going on, and it needs a third builder. So, they're going to be bringing over stone, everything like that. So we are going to have to build a bigger storage area. We also have livestock here. We have sheep, which is great because that works. So we're going to build another little, is it 5x6 or is it 4x6? It's 4x6. I'm going to build a 5x6 right next to that one. And so over here, we also need to build a pasture. And again, I like these to be 30x30. You get more out of them in the long run. It takes longer, yes. But in the long run, you get more out of it. So, that's where we're going to get started with that. I'm going to let them go. I'm going to keep this on a low speed so that I don't lose track of what's going on, because otherwise I will start having people die and I won't be able to stop it. So we need to get a firewood, and that is in this one. Okay, so we need to get a woodcutter. I personally prefer to go ahead and get this sawmill. It only costs wood, but it also will make lumber. And again, this is on a modded, so you need to be careful when you're looking at stuff like that. So what we're going to do is we are going to first figure out where this bridge is. Build a road from the bridge and see where that hits. Ugh, of course. It's going to hit right behind that storage barn. So, as long as it will go. Because that storage barn will get moved. And there we go. And we need to add 4 more. And we're going to let this go. And like I said, we are going to leave it on 1. As much as it kills me, we're going to leave it on 1. And we're going to let things happen. Because we're going to need about 10 farmers here. That's what I'm going to do. I know it's crazy. You'll need 10 farmers and 1 herdsman, and we're in early spring already, so that means I'm probably not going to get a crop this year. So I'm going to have people go out and collect resources. They're going to have to go collect wild foods from this entire area. So that's what's going to happen there. So we are going to wait. This bridge should be about done, yeah. Bridge is almost done. They've actually cleared that all out. They're going to work on getting that, the logs finished for that. If I can get this cleared out by spring, we will be able, should be able to go ahead and grow a crop. Alright, we got 2 more builds left. And bear with me guys right now, this is probably going to be super boring. Alright, bridge is done. They're going to be heading over here to do this. There's several of them headed out right now to go do the wild food gathering. See the X there on that wild food? It's like onions. Blueberries. There's all sorts of wild foods out there. So right now, I've got one builder working here, and I've got 2 builders working here. And this is on its build. That is awesome. Because I do need to get started on that. And we'll have a woodcutter that we will add as a profession. Woohoo! It does have 110 builds. I think I am going to speed this up just to 2 times. Just to get a little bit faster going. 2 times isn't so bad. It's when I get up into where I'm running 10 times constantly. And I tend to lose people. But our food situation, we're only at 1,400 food. We have 19 people to feed. So, wow, look at that. So I prefer to have, for winter, my preferred amount of food is to have 100 food per person in reserve. And that's probably still not enough, but this early game, that should be fine. We're already in spring. This isn't getting cleared out quite yet, so this is probably not going to happen. That's where I'm going to be relying on my wild foods. And because right now I have the 1,400 potatoes, but everybody has food in their home. That's why I'm down to 1,400. This is just what is in storage, which is fine. And the thing about the 30 by 30 animal pasture, I know with cows, I believe it's 45 that you can have in there, and then they start killing them off. Well, that starts getting a lot of food because every season you have babies. Well, if you have 45 adult cows and you say 30 of those are females, logically by game standards, say that, but normally it would be 1 to 2 bulls, realistically. So let's say like that, so you'd have 30 babies. Well, we'd kill off 30 of the full grown. You know. I'm not sure how the game logic works with that, but you know. So we've got 3 done there and 3 done there. Alright, our sawmill is done. We are going to back this down to 4. I'm actually going to add 1 here. I'm going to add 1 there. There we go. Okay. And you can do that. You can sit there. Some of them are very limited on how many they can actually have. Right now, my laborers are building roads. Or my builders, whichever they are. Who knows? But that's what they're doing. My food is continuing to go down. However, I am now in possession of some of the wild foods. Blueberries, mushrooms, onions, roots. I am in possession of some of those. So, they are doing their jobs out here, but they're not quite done. I can see that much. There are deer in the game. And there's mushrooms. So, that takes a hunting cabin. But we are just not quite ready to get started on that. I think we might have to. A lot of people start with a fishing cabin, and that's what I'd like to do. I think it's here. Yeah. So you got a fishing dock. And I like them and I don't. I mean, I'm kind of iffy on them. Because I could put it there. I think I'm going to put it over here. As far as I can go. Okay. And we're going to put one there. Which is going to require 2 more builders. So we're going to do that. Your builders will fluctuate. It's just kind of the way it goes. So I'm not probably going to be able to get 10 on here. 6 I think will do great. Once it actually becomes a field, it is taking rather long. And this is where my OCD impatient part of me comes in, because I want to speed it all up so it'll get done, but then I'm probably going to end up not realizing resources dropping and everything else. So then it becomes a problem. But I've got this going. I need to stop that. That needs to be doing firewood. Again, I didn't pay attention and I didn't see what it was making. Hopefully it hadn't produced any. It had produced lumber. I don't know where it's at. Must still be in there. And then we can check around in our houses. They're doing great. Well, it looks like maybe by the end of this episode we can get this. We're at 22. So I don't want to do over 30-minute videos. It can get boring. Of course, this can probably get boring anyways. So hopefully before we end off here, we can get that. We've still got some wild foods over here to be collected. And we're in early summer, so we are not going to be able to get that done. Which sucks. That sucks a lot. What sucks even more is where this stuff is placed. Right there. That just sucks. It's funny though, cause like the wood, you see how the sawmill. It's called the sawmill. It actually extends over. It's pretty nice. It's kind of cool. But they just walk behind and through to go put their stuff here. Our firewood is not in a great position. There's our lumber now. Now we got lumber in there. Okay, we are doing firewood though. Oh, okay, good. Okay, we are producing firewood now. And we got sheepies that are ready for a pen. You're at 26 of 100, 18, which, that's what sucks, is the whole, they don't pick it up, take it back. It sits there. So, just so that maybe we can have these ready to go, I'm going to up this real fast. And I'm going to watch very closely so that I don't lose anything. Our food is doing okay. We're actually not too bad. It's not as much as I'd like. And we are increasing in firewood, so that's great. Pretty soon I'm going to have to get the Forester Lodge up and running, which it'll go right out in here. And hell, I could set it right up here, right by the damn... Okay, woohoo! and we are paused. This finished, so we're gonna see what seeds we have. We have beetroots and turnips. Oh my god. Beetroots and turnips. Granted, they are edible foods. It's just, ugh, these poor, poor people. So we're going to actually, I want 6 farmers on it. Now, I believe during the seasons where this isn't running, because it won't be able to because it is now almost fall, I do believe that during the seasons this is not running, that they do the other stuff. When they're not needed there, they will work on the other stuff. So, we will be able to, next episode, probably have some crops. Yay. And probably we'll have to finish up this in the next episode. And we'll probably get, we've got the fishing dock is just needing some more stone. We've got some in there, so that, and then next episode we'll probably get the pasture finished, a forester lodge, get the fishing dock finished, as well as a hunting cabin and possibly a gatherer. I'm not really sure on that one yet, but we are getting to that point in time in the episode. So for now, we're going to say goodbye to the town of Sealy. And I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please, 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 please give me some feedback. Anything. I know I say a lot. It happens. It's habitual. It's going to happen. So please give me some feedback. If there's something that I can do a little bit different that might, I don't know, intrigue you some more. If there's anything with the sound, the audio, the mic, any of that, and just please let me know. I will probably be doing videos like back to back so that I can get the series out for you guys. So I will probably not see feedback until the next time. As for that, you guys have a wonderful day, and see you again next time.